What's up, my dudes? My name is Sensor Turley, and in this video I'm just going to be talking about the 2015 Monster Energy Cup. So what you guys are seeing here in the background is just me ripping some laps on the 2014 Monster Energy Cup on MX Simulator. So anyways, this year is going to be stacked, boys. It's going to be pretty gnarly. We got all the top guys. We got Reed, Dungy, Stewart, Roxon, Kennard. I mean, we got it all. It's like we're going back to the 2011 Supercross or something. It's crazy. Like, all we're missing is Villapoto. And, I mean, Roxon kind of, he's pretty much kind of is somewhat on their speed level. So, it's kind of like we've got that amount of people there, if that makes any sense. Like, we've got 5 or 6 people that are just wicked fast, and I mean a lot of them multi 450 Supercross champions, so it's going to be bad to the bone, okay? Most of the time with your Monster Energy Cups, you usually don't have that. I don't think I've ever seen a Monster Energy Cup that had more than like 1 or 2 or like 2 or 3, somewhere around there, 450 champions in it. Most of the time, some of them just opt out and don't want to do the Monster Cup for that particular year or whatever. And but this year, it seems like all of them are going to be there, so it's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if any of you guys that looked at the track map, but it looks pretty different as far as like inside the stadium. So if you guys have not checked that out, definitely go look at it. But one thing you got to remember though is a lot of times the track ends up changing. I'm pretty sure every single time the track pretty much changes at least a little bit somewhere from the track map. So you can't always just rely on the track map and say that's exactly how it's going to be, because sometimes things change. Most of the time they change. So but it does look very interesting, very different. It looks like, to me, the start is actually elevated, so I don't know what's up with all these elevated starts on the straight rhythm and on this. I guess they're just trying to make some different stuff, but it'll be pretty cool. So they got the elevated start, and then there's a lot of really tight, I don't know if you guys noticed looking at the track map, but there's a lot of really tight just S corners, just going to be perfect for block passing, and it's going to be pretty crazy. So but I hope they really manicure the track well, because there's nothing worse than having too dry of a track where they can't really race very good on it. So when they get it good traction, sticky dirt, it makes it to where they can take those inside lines and stuff, and it makes the racing really good. So the finish line jump's actually a triple, I think, too. That's another thing that kind of was different that I noticed. So that may end up changing. I'm not really sure, but I've never seen that on a as far as like I've been on Supercross or anything like that, I've never really noticed a triple finish line jump before. It's always just a standard double or something like that, so that's kind of cool. But the Joker lane's back again, so to me, the Joker lane doesn't look like it's going to be as time-consuming as it has been, so I'm not really sure, because like if you don't take the Joker lane, it's you just hit a couple of jumps, but you know you got to hit a couple of jumps if you don't do the Joker lane. So if you do the Joker lane, it's just kind of an extra little S corner. So, but to me, it looked like they were pretty even, like even if you did do the Joker lane. So I'm not really sure. Maybe this year it's not going to be quite as time consuming, and maybe they'll be able to close back up on that person quicker. So I'm not really sure. Hopefully nobody misses the Joker lane this year. I think that was like 2 years ago or something, where everybody seemed like they was missing the Joker lane or whatever. But yeah, see, Monster Cup gets so much more exciting when somebody wins 2 of the races, because then you know they're a whole lot closer to winning the million. But I mean, I don't know. There's no telling what's going to happen this year, because there's, like I said, there's so many top 450 champs in there that it's going to be really hard for one of them to win all 3 main events, if that makes sense. Like, it's just going to be so hard, but it's possible, no doubt. I mean, all those guys are really fast, and if they're on it, they're going to be able to do it. But yeah, it's just it's crazy. Like, I could see one of them winning like maybe the first and second race, or the first and the third race or something. But winning all 3 main events, that's gnarly. So there's a reason why you got to win all 3 and to get the million, because it's not easy to do. So most of the time it's not this stacked either, so it's a little bit easier to win the million. But either way, it's just going to take a good start for sure, because they're not all that long of a race. So, and obviously staying off the ground. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to watch, and it just for me, I'm a motocross hardcore fanatic kind of person. So even if it was just between some people that weren't very top riders, I would still watch it and have a good time watching it. But I know that the general public is going to be a whole lot more into this one simply because there's all your top guys are going to be there. So it's going to be fun to watch either way. Even if, you know, one guy wins the first one and a different guy wins the second one, it'll still be a really fun thing to watch. So yeah, the track looks really cool, and for me, it seems like they're getting farther away from the hybrid part of it. That was kind of like the whole thing when they got into the Monster Cup. It was supposed to be like a hybrid track, but it seems like it's turning into more of just your standard Las Vegas again for some reason. To me, anyways, it does. So I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. It's because the reason why it doesn't seem as much motocross is because they don't have, like, in the section that goes outside of the stadium, there's not really like a whole lot of jumps or anything. There's like might be a single or something like that. There's no, like, if any of you guys remember the very first year they did this, they had a really big like motocross double on the motocross section, so it made it more like a hybrid because it was like you went outside of the stadium and you hit that really big motocross double, so it was really cool. But it seems like they're getting more to back to more like Las Vegas style, to where it's more when you go out of the stadium, it's just your standard straightaways and a couple of corners. It's not like actual motocross jumps and stuff. So for me, I would rather it be more like a hybrid because that would make it more different and like they were actually trying to do to begin with. That would just be a whole lot more fun for me to watch, and it would throw off their setups that much more if they had more motocross sections and jumps and stuff. And but it's like I'm saying, it's more of just you kind of go outside of the stadium, it's a couple little straightaways like Las Vegas, then you go back in the stadium and it's your standard Supercross track. So but either way, it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I just wish they would go more to more of a hybrid style, more so than just a standard Las Vegas style. But that's just my own opinion. I still think it'll be a whole lot of fun to watch and everything. So I really hope there's some kind of big rhythm section they can hit, so it really separates the men from the boys, because that's always fun when they get something like that, because that makes it to where either somebody behind can catch up or somebody can make a mistake on it and then somebody can catch up. So that's always good. There's nothing more boring than everybody hitting the same exact thing every single lap. So that just really throws the intensity up, and it just adds a whole lot of fun watching it when they have some kind of really cool rhythm section. So from what I've seen on the track map, it looked like there was a couple of pretty good, solid rhythm sections. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to watch it all, and it's just, I wanted to talk about it in this video, kind of get some people pumped up, you know, and should be fun to watch. So anyways, it's going to be a whole lot more fun than it has been in past years, should be anyways, because like I said, it's so stacked this year, and getting to see Stewart race again, that's going to be a lot of fun. And he looked pretty good on the straight rhythm, but Dungey, I think he'll be right there, and Reed, I'm not really sure where Reed's at. I think he'll be right there, but it's every time somebody goes to a brand new bike, it's like they've always got to learn it before they really get good on it. So not really sure where Reed's going to be. He could come out and just totally smoke them. I don't mark my words saying Reed's not going to be all that good, but I'm just saying every time somebody gets on a brand new bike like that, it seems like it takes them a little while to get really good on it. So I think Stewie's going to be up there if he can just keep it on two wheels, and then Dungey, he'll be right there. He's got the speed this year. He's got an extra NOS boost of speed, so I'm feeling like if Dungey's in second, he could run somebody down, so, and he would make that pass quick. So turbo diesel action. So Roxon, he's another one of those, I'm not really sure where he's at. It's he could come out and just totally smoke everybody, but all 4 or 5 of those guys that I named could come out and totally smoke everybody. Kennard could totally come out and just dominate like he does when he comes back from an injury. So I'm not really sure. It just there's so many kind of wild cards, and no one really knows what's going to happen. So I don't know. It just kind of depends on who's up front at the start of it, but it's cool because you have 3 main events pretty much. So it's it just all your race, instead of having like a heat race where it's just got one racer in it and then you got your main event, everybody's in it. Everybody's in all 3 of these main events, so it makes it really fun to watch and just really good racing overall. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys watching these videos, and I'll keep on making them. Thanks, guys.